Hello, welcome again to this channel where we seek for the truth. Um, this will be my second video today, the 2nd of November. And in my last video, I spoke about the former Prime Minister of Great Britain, Boris Johnson, and the recent interview that he gave and some statement that he made. And I I tried to explain to you viewers, listeners, my friends, and my supporters that no, actually, I missed this part of the statement that he made during the interview. He said that he compared Serbia with Ukraine, or he compared Serbia with Russia, saying that Serbian people believe or are the um, that Serbian people claim that Kosovo was part of Serbia, which most people agrees with. However, he supported the idea of Kosovo's independence, even though not recognized by the United Nations. At the same time, um, at this, on in the same during the same interview, which he gave to Sky News, he was against the determination of people of Donbass to declare themselves independence, or to decide they no longer wanted to be part of Ukraine, just like the people in Kosovo. It does tend to show you the politics we do have in the international arena, the geopolitics. On one hand, you are supporting someone that is doing something, on the other hand, you are against the other person for exactly the same crime, or if it, I'm not saying they committed crime, but for the same offense. Also, recently there was a United Nations vote against on Israel and the issue going on with Palestine. Most European countries abstained, and some European countries voted to support Israel. I think from the number of votes that was made, 5 countries, including Israel itself, voted um, against the resolution, and 154 or 51 countries voted voted for the resolution. Okay. Anyway, the main headline news for me today, which for some reason has not been it has not been talked about or brought to people's attention, is a peace deal in Ethiopia between the Ethiopian government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front. This is good news because thousands of people have died. This is a war that does not seem to be given the same kind of attention as the one in Ukraine. Where? Why? We all know why. It's not in Europe. It's not a war. It's a war that European countries can't be bothered. You can spend billions on one country, another country, or where you can die at. We don't have the money. We got what should I call it? Recession announced, or all sort of excuses anyway. It's not within the sphere of their influence, or in terms of geopolitics, it doesn't really make much difference to them compared to the situation in Ukraine. So what I'm trying to say here is the attention or the interest shown in the conflict in Ukraine is not so much about people dying and everything. It's more about the interest of these countries. Of course, some people do have human interest at heart. I do. I wish the war ends tomorrow. People are dying on both sides. You know, whether you are in Donbass or you are in Kiev or um, Zaporizhia or Kharkov, life is life. It's all the same, and there's no need for this. You don't. The war needs to end anyway. So that's one good news. This has been brought about by the South African government under the auspices of the African Union. And I remember quite clearly at the beginning of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, South Africa volunteer made some suggestion in terms of the pace to try and mediate between the two countries. And the draft and resolution that was brought forward to United Nations was destroyed, really. And the statement made by the Ukrainian representative there, in my opinion, was a bit condescending and slightly disrespectful. It's like saying, no, what are you going to talk about? We don't need people like, not exactly that, but the statement made was dismissive of the South African efforts. That's all I can say. Anyway, well, at least one good news in this dying, terrible news we're getting every day. So in one part of the world, they've ceasefire as of today. They've agreed to stop fighting and the guns will remain silent. Let's hope and pray that this is a lasting peace in this part of Africa. We've had a lot of bad news coming out from that part of the world every now and then. Sometimes, well, everywhere there are bad news, but you know what I mean. Anyway, and again, Russia seems to be expanding our economic and trade ties. It has recently resumed trade with North Korea, and according to reports, Russia, a trainload of medicines will be going from Russia to Korea, North Korea, DPR, DPRK. Um, no, not DPRK, the People's Republic, PRDK, PRNK also. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That's the People's Republic of North Korea. Also, at the same time, recently it has strengthened its stranglehold on the world gas market or influence by signing a trade deal to develop the gas field in Iran. And apparently, reports has it that Russia and Iran control 40% of the world gas reserve, which means, irrespective of what the European Union is trying to do, Russia will continue to be a major player in the world gas market. Where we see, you know, and in another word, they are also strengthening Russia is also strengthening the arms industry. Apparently, last year, Algeria, a North African country, um, signed a deal with Russia for Russia to supply Algeria with $7 billion US worth of ammunition. And also, it had just come to light again that Algerian president will be going to Moscow next month, December, to sign or ratify another arms deal with Russia. And this time around, this is worth roughly between 12 and 17 billion US dollars for purchase of air defense system, aircraft, fighter jets, and I mean the likes anyway. And yes, ammunition, weapons. However, the United States, which is not surprising, and the U.S. ambassador in Algeria apparently spoke to the Algerian government, well, telling them U.S. stance on continued trade deal with Russia, and their proposal or suggestions that United Nations, I mean, sorry, not United Nations, United States will sanction Algeria. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, you find it very informative and useful, please press the like button and also do subscribe It is free. It costs you nothing. It helps us to grow and encourages us to continue to make more video and give you more information. And we try to give you the truths, nothing but the truth. Mostly the news that you will not find on the mainstream media or that the mainstream media does not consider necessary, such as the news in Ethiopia. And sometimes we talk about news from other parts of the world. You know, where it's not just about Europe or Ukraine. Talk about news from South America, Asia, and Africa. Apparently, Bolsonaro, the Brazilian president Bolsonaro, has made some statements regarding the election. He has now actually officially considered defeat, but it is being reported that he has now started making transition programs, which is the process whereby the president will hand over to the incoming government. And also today, another good news. Surprisingly, but not surprisingly, because Russia really want to be Russia and Turkey seems to have a very good understanding, and Turkey seems to be one of the few countries that has got a lot of influence on Russia. So the Turkish president has been able to convince Russia to go back to resume its participation in the Black Sea Grain Initiative. Apparently, the Turkish government has been able to obtain a written guarantee from President Zelensky of Ukraine that they will not use the peace corridor or the green corridor for any offensive purposes against Russian troops or bases. And okay, I'm gonna end this video with what I would call the I'm trying to find the word to use. It's kind of I would maybe like kind of a clownish or a joke. I would call no joker. Joker news is that the British law firm has sued the Wagner Group. This is a group of mercenaries that Russia uses to. It's kind of linked to Russian government, but not officially. They're actually fighting in. They're also fighting in Donbass, and they are suing them for I don't know. I will assume for some um, compensation or claim, maybe monetary claim, but I don't think it's going to be successful anyway. Well, it will be successful, but I'll be surprised if Wagner Group actually respond to this claim. And secondly, irrespective of what happens, it will be sanctioned, and I don't think they are bothered about what the British court will say because we all know what the outcome will be. It is a foregone conclusion. There's no, it doesn't make any sense really for them to defend themselves. At the end of the day, whether they like it or not, they'll be sanctioned. They probably already sanctioned anyway. So, okay, there we are. And well, the Green Deal is back on. Russia is back in the Green Deal, and we have peace in Ethiopia. So, thank you very much for watching again, and I hope to keep on giving you more videos that you find very informative and useful. If you like this video, please once again press the like button and subscribe. And remember, look for the truth, and the truth will set you free. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Take care.